We were halfway through the second drink when she laughed at something I said. But not the way she laughs at her friends. It was slower. Quieter. Her eyes stayed a beat too long, then dropped to the rim of her glass, then came back. And instead of feeling flattered, I panicked. Because I couldn't tell if she was actually interested, or if I was just reading into something because I wanted it badly enough to invent it. And if that moment has ever happened to you, bro, this is for you. Because here is what was running through my head in that exact second: is she just being friendly? Did she laugh like that for a reason, or am I being that guy again? Why did she take a second before she responded? What did she mean by "you should come"? Look, most men think female attraction is loud, obvious, direct. A girl leans in, she touches your arm, she says something flirty. That's the movie version. But the real truth is women almost never signal interest out loud. They signal it through their nervous system. Through tiny, unconscious behaviors that leak out before her brain has time to perform calm. She almost never tells you she's attracted to you. Her body tells you first. This isn't about you being oblivious. You're missing these signs because nobody ever sat you down and told you where to actually look, not at what she says, but at what she does when her guard is down. By the end of this video, you're going to see her differently. Not louder, not pushier, not smoother. You'll just finally be able to read what's already happening in front of you. Let's get into it. Here's the thing most guys never figure out. We think attraction is something we have to earn, like she has to decide to give it to us. We think it's a verdict. She weighs us, she judges us, and then she either approves or rejects. But the real truth is, attraction isn't a decision she's making about you. It's a feeling rising in her body before her logic ever shows up to the meeting. This is the part that changes everything. Her nervous system is choosing you before her conscious mind has any idea what's happening. The hair touch. The sustained eye contact. The way her voice drops half a register when she talks to you. The way her shoulders tilt your direction even when she's surrounded by other people. These aren't choices. These are signals leaking out of a body that's already decided something her mouth hasn't said yet. And once you understand that, you stop looking for permission. You stop waiting for her to make a move. You start reading what's already true. Because here's what nobody explains: women broadcast interest in hundreds of microways every day, and most of those broadcasts are getting filtered out by men who were trained to only look for the loud ones. That's why you keep ending up thinking she was never into me, when the truth is, she probably was, and both of you walked away wondering what the other person was thinking. That's about to stop. Let's break down the 5 subconscious signs. She creates reasons to stay in your orbit. She's texting you about a show she's watching that you mentioned 3 weeks ago. She happened to be in your neighborhood. She asks your opinion on something a friend could easily answer. She shows up at the same cafe, the same gym, the same friends get together, and she's not making a big deal out of it. She's just there. Most men read this as coincidence. Most men assume she's just being social. But the real truth is, proximity isn't random when she's drawn to you. Her brain is quietly engineering accidental closeness because she wants to be around you without having to admit she wants to be around you. She's giving herself the excuse before she has to give you the explanation. The psychology underneath: when a woman is attracted, her brain shifts from passive to seeking. She's no longer waiting for things to come to her, she's quietly placing herself in the path of what she wants. It's not strategy. It's her nervous system tilting toward you like a compass. Here's what this looks like in real life. The disconnecting version. You notice she keeps showing up, but you don't say anything. You play it cool. She eventually takes the hint and stops trying. The connecting version: you notice, and you match it. Hey, keep happening across you, I'm starting to think this is on purpose. She laughs. The air changes. Something unlocks. That's when her brain is quietly registering: he sees me, and he's not scared of it. And when you do that, when you reflect her subtle move back to her without making it heavy, she stops feeling like she has to pretend the interest isn't there. The mirror effect. You're leaning forward, she leans forward. You scratch your jaw, 3 seconds later, so does she. You take a sip, she takes a sip. You're talking with your hand open, her fingers drift open too. And you didn't notice any of it. Most people in early stage attraction miss this completely. Most couples, even years in, never realize it's happening. But the real truth is, mirroring is one of the most honest things the human body does. It's not something she decides to do. It's a phenomenon called limbic synchrony. Her nervous system is literally syncing up with yours because something in her is saying, I belong in your frequency. This is not flattery. This is not politeness. This is her body quietly agreeing with yours. Here's what this looks like in real life. The disconnecting version. You're telling a story, she's nodding politely, but her arms are crossed, her weight is on her back foot, her phone lights up and she glances. She's present. She isn't with you. The connecting version, she's tilted toward you, her shoulders match yours, she's laughing a half second after you do, her hands move when yours move. You can feel the conversation breathing together. And here's what nobody explains: when you spot mirroring and gently amplify it, you deepen it. You lean in a little further, you slow your pace, you hold eye contact 1 second longer than feels normal. Not as a move, as an invitation. And that's when her body tightens its agreement with yours without either of you having to say a single thing about it. She remembers the small things you said 3 weeks ago. You made a throwaway comment about liking a specific coffee shop. A week later she mentioned she went there. You mentioned your sister is sick. She quietly asks, how's your sister doing? 3 weeks later. You said you were reading a book. She brings it up casually like it just came to mind. Most men think women just have better memories. But the real truth is she doesn't remember the small things because she has good memory. She remembers them because they were never small to her. Her brain cataloged that moment when you talked because you were the one talking. The psychology underneath. When a woman is attracted, her attention becomes selectively archival. She holds onto the offhand things you said because those offhand things are you. She's not memorizing information. She's memorizing the person. Here's what this looks like in real life. The disconnecting version, she brings something up that you said weeks ago. You brush it off. Oh yeah, I forgot I said that. You leave a small, sacred door closed. The connecting version, wait, you remembered that? You say it softly. You let her know something landed. She looks down. She smiles. The room gets a little smaller. That's when something in her is quietly saying, he noticed that I was listening. And when you let her know the small things she held on to actually mattered to you, that's when you stop being a guy she talks to and start being the guy she doesn't want to lose. The laugh that outlasts yours and starts slower. It's not the loud laugh. It's the delayed one. The one where you say something that's only halfway funny, and she still laughs. Her eyes crinkle a half second after she would normally perform a polite smile. She laughs, then pulls her bottom lip between her teeth for a second before she answers. The laugh keeps showing up when it shouldn't. Most men read this as, she's easy to talk to. Most men see a girl laughing and assume she's just comfortable. But the real truth is, she's not laughing at the joke. She's laughing at the version of you that shows up when you tell it. This is the one most men never figure out. The laugh isn't comedy feedback, it's emotional overflow. It's the part of her that can't hold back a feeling she hasn't named yet leaking out through whatever excuse made itself available. Jokes become the loophole. Here's what this looks like in real life. The disconnecting version, she's laughing a lot. You assume she's just fun. You keep being the entertainer. By the end of the night, you're working harder, not closer. The connecting version, she's laughing at you, and you notice. You don't try a bigger joke. You just look at her for a second and say, you do that a lot when you're around me, you know that? She goes quiet. The quiet is better than the laugh. And here's what changes everything, bro, pay attention to this one, when you stop trying to make her laugh and start noticing the laugh she already gave you. She stops feeling like entertainment and starts feeling seen. And being seen is what makes a woman decide whether she wants to be seen again. Her inner circle already knows your name. She mentions you to her friend. Her friend, somehow, walks up to you and says, "Oh, you're him." She's posted a story of a place you went together, no caption, just the place. Her sister casually asks how you're doing. She texts you a meme, "This reminded me of you." You're not just showing up in her world. You're showing up in the rooms you're not in. This one shocks most men when they notice it. Because the real truth is, when a woman is genuinely attracted, she doesn't keep you in her private world. She leaks you into the rest of her life. You become a piece of information that travels through her world without her planning it. The psychology underneath, talk about a person is how the brain commits to a person. When she tells her friend about you, when she mentions you to her mom, when her best friend casually knows your name, she's not gossiping. She's announcing, in the quietest way possible, that someone has entered her world in a way she isn't willing to undo. Here's what this looks like in real life. The disconnecting version: you find out she's been talking about you. You joke about it, you dismiss it, you treat it like trivia. The window she opened quietly closes. The connecting version: I heard about you before tonight, her friend says. You look at her. She shrugs. You say, "Yeah, she's hard not to talk about." She doesn't move for a second. The room gets smaller. That's when what's moving through her quietly is this: I forgot how good it feels to be chosen out loud. And when you give her that, when you let her know, the version of you her friends already heard shows up in person too. She stops being someone who's wondering if you'll disappear, and starts being someone who's letting herself believe you won't.